Each year, the first day of faculty meetings is always exciting. You see old friends who have not been on your radar for the summer, and you scour the crowd for new teachers. One by one, the new teachers introduce themselves, and the year is off to its start. In 1985, I noticed a quiet person with dark hair, but with a twinkle in her eyes. For some reason, I felt an instant attraction and wanted to know more about her. Over the next few days, I had a chance to talk to her. A beautiful smile now accompanied that twinkle in her eyes, and I knew I had a friend forever. Mara has brought an incredible passion for teaching and love of languages to her classroom for over 30 years at McDonough. Where did this passion for teaching come from? Like I did, Mara played teacher even in preschool by setting up classrooms with her dolls. As Mara continued through elementary school and high school, it was a certainty that she would be a teacher. But of what? Music, literature, lower school. Then, in 10th grade, Mara met Mademoiselle Betty Jones and fell in love with the French language and culture. Betty Jones was an incredible mentor to Mara, offering advice and friendship until Betty died at the age of 99. It was Betty who convinced Mara to study not only French, but Spanish and ESL. Mara visited her mentor for many years on Betty's birthday and even was asked by Betty's family to do her eulogy at the funeral. Who knows how many of Mara's students have had the benefit of the type of mentoring that Betty gave to Mara. Students have written to Mara with their appreciation while they were students at McDonough and after they went on to college and real life, and then realized just what Mara had given them. One student, happens to be a former advisee of mine, who gained confidence in French with Mara, wrote, "Every day, no matter how late you stayed up grading tests, you are always vibrant with a big smile on your face. Even the most rambunctious in the class can notice. You always sacrificed any spare moment you could to help me and other students with French and Spanish. And I can honestly say your influence has showed me a passion for language I never would have discovered in a confluence of bad grades and lack of effort." Mara earns this respect not by being easy, but by encouraging her students to do demanding work and to stretch themselves. Mara also has an amazing ability to deal with students who have problems with learning a language. There was a time when we might have given up on those students and exempted them from the study of language. Instead, Mara developed a curriculum that gave those students success. For many years, Mara also worked with every Japanese exchange student to help them adapt to learning in English. Over the years, Mara has led many trips with students. She has given them the same exposure to language and culture that she was exposed to in high school. However, over the years, Mara has challenged herself to adventure in all parts of the world: Bahia, Brazil, Vienna, Austria, San Sebastian and Madrid in Spain, Bordeaux and Antibes in France, and Wencheng, China. Mara is constantly trying to learn more and challenge herself, just as she challenges her students. One of Mara's colleagues writes, "Her students from years ago continue to visit and seek her counsel and affection. She has an uncanny ability to recognize kids who were emotionally disconnected, and she became the vehicle to help them connect with others." I remember clearly one of those students. A young man entered McDonough in the 9th grade. In his few years on earth, he has survived more problems than most people face in a lifetime. Life in the dorms brought even more problems, and he was desperate. Mara realized this desperation and was able to work with McDonough to get him some much-needed counseling. She basically adopted this young man, who now has a PhD and is the same kind of teacher to his students as Mara was to him. She continues to be his support. Who knows what might have happened if Mara had not been there to help him. I remember several years ago, Mara brought this young man to prom because he'd never had the experience at McDonough, and we all had a blast. It was more fun than anything. There are so many things to tell about Mara: her enormous collection of shoe keychains, her love of her advisees, and her commitment to doing for others. Before McDonough had a community service requirement, Mara got students involved in helping hands and pen pals and was a great success. So Mara is truly a treasure for McDonough. And I would like to end with a quote from Mara herself. Teaching is a wonderful opportunity to make a student's world a brighter place. I'll never forget how my teacher's smiles, kind comments, interest, and encouragement lit up and opened my world. For all these reasons, I am a teacher. I am proud to present my friend Mara Danielle for the Distinguished Service Award.